Hello again. This time, let's see what we're gonna do. Let me quickly just go to YouTube and say going live. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep this video like not extremely long because the last one went almost like 1.5 hour plus, right? So I really need to change the. Where is that happening? I always lose track of how this works. Okay, got it. Alright, so this is not the document. This is Hosho. Building versus sentry from first principles. Okay, this is probably going to be a series, so I'm just going to call it, I don't know, E1. Because this doesn't seem like I should be, finishing it all in one video. Doesn't sound right. By the way, I'm just going to increase the gain on my mic a little bit. Just so that we know. Cool. I need some music, of course. Let's go to Sono. I love Sono. There's no copyright. It's just amazing. Okay, I'm making something called Hosho. It's sentry from principles. Versus make a country/rock song for it. Alright. While that is happening, go to library and play something. I could play Japanese, I could play Hindi. I'm just gonna do one thing. Go to one of these artists or whoever, creators, and just play their songs. Cool. Why is it that loud? Sorry about that. I really want to make a 2 years so you're live this show. This UI is too much.
Cold hands shaking in the
I'm
dead
sorry.
of night.
I don't like that one. This sounds better. Oh, it's a very different vibe. Okay, so what is Hosho? Beforehand, let's just, for those uninitiated, Sentry is a really amazing thing which is made for observability and especially front-end observability, right? Because when we do something in the backend, we do this thing called distributed tracing. I'll probably add support for that as well. Right, distributed trace. What is this supposed to be? Okay, I'm not used to that go. Yeah, distributed tracing is basically using OpenTelemetry to emit logs and traces and other things. I'm sorry, this is really loud. I can't reduce the volume even for that, and just listen to some country or something. This is distracting. Let me just play. Oh, wait, Hosho sound is on. Okay, before we play the Hosho stuff, let me just quickly give an intro. So yeah, so Sentry is meant for the front-end observability. So usually what happens when you get a report from a customer saying that something is wrong, usually what you see is a screenshot called something went wrong, right? Which is what frustrates customers and developers alike, right? This is the worst thing that can happen between UX as well as DX because we can't really do it. I mean, of course, having an error code helps, but it's not really, something that solves a problem. So we have the LGPN stack, which is the open source thing. Of course, people use Datadog and other things, but there is the OpenTelemetry format where you can have YML into a forum. I just go to Grafana homepage maybe. I don't know if they have. Yeah, cool. Agentic, of course, everything is agentic today. But yeah, we have these logs, metrics, and all these pillars of observability for services and for the backend. So why not have something similar for the front end? So Sentry has been doing that for years, right? It's used by every company in the world, and it is really good. Okay. But the problem is, I mean, of course, it's not open source. Right? I mean, they might have some open source stuff, but this is what we actually want to do. So when we get a report, we'll actually have the front end trace. There's another tool that is similar to this. It's called LogRocket, which is similar, right? It's essentially session replay. So whenever something breaks, you get the network tab and you get the debugging screens. Of course, their website is all AI. Who cares? Cool. So I'm just going to go to Excalidraw and quickly explain the goal here. Okay, that's what Excalidraw is for. It's amazing. I really don't like this flashback. Alright, cool. So let's start. We have building Hosho. Alright, so Hosho is nothing. Hosho just means sentry in Japanese. Right? It's means a security guard or something like that in Japanese. I don't really remember. I got the name last time. I already started work on this before, so maybe the video will be shorter. But okay, so this is what we want to do, right? First of all, we want like 3 components here. I would say, yeah, I think we would have 3 components. One is the, why is the font so big? Okay, I think I've zoomed in like quite a bit, that's fine. Okay, the first thing is the extension. So I really don't like the idea of SDK, right? There are 2 ways you can do observability. One is instrumentation, right? Slash SDK, where say I do, I use using something, right? Using data. I'm not going to waste time here, or maybe I'm going to, because I like to. I did not want to do that. I wanted to do that. Right? So something like if I use a crate, something like Datadog, SD, statsd. This is made up, of course. Dot trace, and then in my code, I have trace dot emit something. Right? This is one way to go about it. And that's actually what Sentry does, right? So if I look at Sentry documentation, it gives us these. Okay, I have to switch to Google. There's really no autocorrect on this. Yeah, so it gives you these. What was that? It gives you these SDKs where you basically get it, you initialize it, and then you send stuff to it, right? If I say tracing, for example, you can say tracing. But what I like is something like Grafana Vela, right? Again, I'm just throwing out terms here, don't worry about it. It's just, this is magical. This is essentially auto instrumentation, because nobody's gonna, I mean, of course, you're writing something new, then you should be taking care of telemetry as a first class citizen. But if you already have a legacy app, or if you already have some software, then it doesn't make sense to, have somebody write stuff into it, because it's really hard to do it and it's a really big task. So something like this it lets you auto instrument stuff. How if I'm not sure if you've seen or heard about Kiali, right? So it's a thing where you get to see your entire like anything that's running in your service, it automatically discovers them and shows traffic without changing anything in the code. This is a whole other thing, but just an example of the kind of thing I'm going to do here, right? So I'm not going to go the SDK route, okay? I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do is the agent route, okay? I'm not talking about the AI agent, because that is something I really don't believe in, okay? So one is a hotel collector, right? So existing hotel collectors like the official OpenTelemetry collector or something like Grafana Alloy, right? These things can emit OpenTelemetry metrics and logs, right? So we just collect those into probably LGD stack, right? That's the backend part, which is already existing. Right? It's very straightforward. It's not straightforward, but it's simple, it's straightforward to set it up. What I want to build is the front-end version of that, right? I'm not a front-end developer, I'm going to do all this in Rust, but bear with me, right? So it's essentially an hotel collector for front-end, But the good thing in the front end is the runtime is defined, right? We have the browser, so we have, of course, the console logs, right? We have the network tab, we have performance stuff, right? We have everything. So we just need to have like a browser extension that does this interception and sends stuff to our API. And then once it's sent to the backend, if somebody is looking at a Grafana dashboard, it should look like just another trace. Right? It should be like front end is just another service. So that's something I want to build. Now let's play the music so we get the vibes. What's going on? What's muted? Just a second. I'm on Arch, so I have to do stuff like this all the time. It's playing, right? What's happening? Thank you. Is it muted? How do I unmute it? This I should switch to a new browser. How do I unmute it without? Okay, cool. So I already have a repository. I made this some time back. I don't even know if I have any code in there. But it's just PC stuff here. So just take a look at it. I'm just rename my terminal to Hosho. This is too loud. Okay, this browser is weird. How do I unmute it and close it? Everything is the same. What is this UX? Sorry, but I really don't get it actually for sure. I am wasting time again. Bear with me. Skip ahead. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'm just gonna play something. How do I unmute this? I don't get this. It's just gonna play my normal stuff. Sorry about it. Alright, I'm gonna rename my terminal to Hosho with this, go to Hosho and bookmarks open it. Alright, I'm just gonna take you to what I have built so far. So it essentially is a multi-grade Rust project, okay? The browser extension is also going to be Rust with WebAssembly because that's the only thing that motivates me to make an extension. Apart from the use case I talked about before, right? So if you look at my cargo terminal here, I have Hosho, which is a libgrade. Okay, never mind. This is not a workspace. Yeah, it's a simple grade. Okay. Yeah, it's basically a browser extension. So I'll just go through, how do you even make browser extensions? So it's not that hard. It's very simple. If you ignore the Rust part. So generally what happens is you have this file called manifest.json. You have the name of your extension, you have some description, right? The CSP stuff is not really, we need this because it's Rust and we have to call something in WhatsApp and all. Otherwise you wouldn't need it. Ignore this part. I think it's mainly for calls, right? If your extension is calling something, and then you generally have this action thing, which is a default pop-up. So when I go to a browser extension, right, and I say click on this, the pop-up that comes, that is this, right? Pop-up, right? Default pop-up. And DevTools page is something that I didn't know, honestly, until I got into this project. So when you look at the browser DevTools, generally you have all these default pages, correct? You have your element, console, network. Turns out we can add stuff to this. That is what this is. So when I say DevTools page, DevTools HTML, that is what will be loaded here. Okay. So then let's jump to that file, DevTools HTML. It's just a title and a JS file. I don't know why this is like this, but I think I was working with Claude when this happened. But yeah, you need to use this tool called Chrome DevTools panels so that it adds a panel to the DevTool, and that is this weird positional argument setup. Wow, this is 15 days ago. Okay, so this is the file that's actually going to render our UI. I'm going to go to that. Right, don't worry about the CSS, that's AI, I don't really care about that. And I think this is mostly empty now, it just has a few things. Okay, what matters here is src. Yeah, we have this script type module, and that's index.js. So this is the main extension code. Right, so I think that's also in root if I'm not wrong. Do you see? Yeah, oh, it's under panel. Okay. And this has this function start panel, which I think I have to find. Oh no, it's in Abstract. Cool. So don't worry about the JS stuff, right? Essentially, what's happening here is we have start panel, which calls a few functions. So what's our goal here, right? Our goal is primarily to capture har, right? So if you don't know what har is, let me show you. I'll go to network tab, okay, and I just refresh the page, any page, right? Unless it's a server-side rendered page and you don't get anything. Yeah, never mind that. Let me go to something else, right? GitHub definitely has APIs. Cool. Let's go to network. Let's refresh this. So, preserve log. That's why. Why is my Chrome DevTools not working? Oh, it has a filter and socket. So we have all of this, right? So generally what you can do is you can download this as a package. So you get this har file, right? So just to demonstrate what's happening here, if I go to desktop where I downloaded this, I think it was in downloads. Yeah. So I'm just going to open codex here and just ask it, describe what happened in the .har. So .har is essentially a JSON format. It's just a compressed format which has all of this data, right? The request, the response, the preview, the timing for every single network transaction. And I think it stands for har Chrome stands for HTTP archive format. Yeah, so it's just an archive of the entire HTTP traffic. Okay, so that is what we are going to capture. So if you think about it in the browser, what do we need in OpenTelemetry? We need logs and traces. Okay, so if you think about it, what does the browser do? It interacts with the internet. So our traces are basically all this, right? Every single thing that happened here. We even have like timing information, so we have everything here. So this can just create the traces automatically for us, right? And of course the console is the logs. So that's what our extension is going to do, and send it to an API, and that API is just going to be a Rust or a Go fast service, ingestion service, which is probably through PubSub, but if not PubSub, then memory channels to start with, just emit it to some hotel collector. I'll use Alloy probably, and then we're just going to visualize all this in Grafana. Alright, that is the goal here. I think it's pretty much clear, but yeah, I'm going to cover the, see if you see, GitHub. I really don't want to talk about AI right now. Cool, so we have this, right? This is code essentially. So the console part is installing this thing called console capture, which lets us capture the console stuff. This is of course AI written. Network does the network capture, which basically gets all of the network trace. This is like we got the concept. Implementation details here are pretty simple, and of course we need to redact security stuff, because for example, if I'm a logged in user and I'm doing something with some service, right, and of course my cookie is going to be there in that request. So that should not be right. Set cookie should not be available in telemetry, because then essentially whoever has access to telemetry gets credentials to every user. Right? So we have to make sure that these things are cleaned up before sending to the server. Because otherwise it's a privacy, not even privacy, it's a security issue. Right? So we have those things. That is JS. So I think that's all the JS we have here. This package part is generated. Don't worry about that. I'll look at cargo terminal now. Cool. So we have a crate called Hosho. Okay, it's a CDY-lib crate. CDY-lib is generally whenever you have to do targets to something else other than Rust. I think that's what it. I probably will probably look up if we have time and what it actually is. But I've seen this mostly in building Python libraries with Rust or WASM targets here, right? So if you're targeting something external, that is what it's probably stand for. Let's see what CDY-lib Rust stands for. Linkage, yeah, basically dynamic linking, right? Probably go to ChatGPT for a better answer. CDY-lib Rust stands for what? Right, C compatible, exactly. So it's meant for FFI. So that is the thing, and we have WASM bindgen, which lets us compile to the WASM target, and this is our Hosho library. All right, cool. Now, I think that's pretty much it. Now we can look at the Rust code. Right now, it just has a greet function. And if you check out the JavaScript code, which is in our, I think, app.js, there must be a greet call somewhere. Yeah, right here. Okay, we're using it in pop-up right now. So the pop-up HTML can actually invoke this function that we have defined in Rust. It just becomes available as JavaScript package. That's the beauty of WASM bindgen, right? So right now I just have a greet function here. There's nothing. Ideally, you know what? Ideally, what should happen is this is not a good candidate for building an extension in Rust actually, because the core functionality is all browser APIs. So it's not really a good candidate for building it in Rust because all our business logic is happening right here. So the Rust part is not really doing anything. But it's okay. It's just a thing that's available. We're not using it. It's fine. If we want to add some, maybe we can do HTTP to. I don't know if that's even possible. It sounds very interesting to me. Basically, the browser has support for HTTP 1.1. We can't really do HTTP 2 kind of things. But what if we do it through WebAssembly? I don't think we can, because WebAssembly, even though it's Rust, it's still not an operating system. It's still a limited kernel, if I may, right? So yeah, so that's all this is. I'll quickly install it in our browser, and let's look at what we got right now, and then we can go from there, right? And of course, there is Rust part to this project. Don't worry. Even if you don't need the extension, I'll probably move this whole thing into a extension section and then have a API that takes it and puts it to Alloy or something like that, right? Because we do need that. If it's a tiny Go service, then I'll put that as a sub. We'll figure it out. It doesn't matter. We'll see that. Okay, cool. So let's go to extensions and manage extensions, and I think you're playing with the developer mode, load unpacked, and I have to give it the. Yeah, this is our path, so that's it. It is loaded. We have Hosho available as an extension. So if I click on the pop-up, we get the pop-up HTML, and I can quickly go to inspect. I'm not sure if we can see it. Okay, I think if we look at the logs in this, if I'm not wrong, we'll figure it out. So yeah, what I meant is, if I click greet here, this part is actually running in the Rust part, right? It's running in the Rust wasn't right. So if I look at network tab, I don't know if it will show, but no, it's not something that's fetched from the network, right? It's already there as part of the extension. So Cool. There was one really cool UI where we could see the logs of the thing. I don't see it. Maybe if there's an error, we see it. Yeah, it just shows details. That's fine. What is this? Open? Not this. Okay. Cool. So yeah, so this is what we have right now, but that is not the cool part. It should actually show up here. I don't see it right now. Right. We should have seen another tab here for Hosho. I don't see it. So why is that? This is similar to this is not it. Where's Lighthouse? Not it. Okay. We do have it in the manifestation under tab 2 stage. Okay, wait. I think maybe so the thing that the browser loaded was this stuff. This may not be up to date, right? So I have to do a wasm by engine, wasm backbuild, yeah. So we'll just rebuild it from our code base. This is coffee, by the way. Just to be clear. Alright, so update the extension. Still don't see anything here. We have to quit the browser and open it again. Open tabs. Possible. Inspect. Yeah, we have Hosho. Cool. So this is our UI. I'm just gonna play something random, whatever will matter. So if you see the logs here, the send failed part, I'll get to that. But we already see lots of things happening here, right? So this is unfortunately I think a Next.js site, so it won't really have much in har, and that's a Next.js thing. That's a day problem, right? But if you look at console, there are lots of logs in console, and they try to send it to Datadog and it's not working there, whatever, right? Cool. So this failed to fetch part we can figure out, but if you look at the number of traces here, it's constantly going up, and that's matching our number here, right? So if I'm only getting the XHR logs, so the number is actually moving up along with that, right? And it shows, okay, there's one error, 2 failed requests. Cool. So I think the next step is to first of all clean up this UI. We can actually have Grafana headed here at some point. I don't know. I think let's just do the backend, right? Don't worry, this is huge, dude. Huh. Cool. So I think let's start the service. It's going to be a simple. Yeah, I didn't want this to be a single create thing, but it's okay. I think I'm just going to have an ingester, which is going to be a separate crate. Now, if you don't use workspaces, can I have? I think I can have. I think I can have a binary thing. Should I do it in Go? Yeah, I think I should do it in Go. It's a very straightforward thing, right? So, cool. You know what? Close this. Alright. So, ingester, go mod init, github.com, show page maker, Hosho, and ingester. Cool, so I have this go module right here, and I'm just gonna have a simple structure here. So I really don't want to care about much. I could have like a CMD internal, all of that crap, but I think let's keep it simple, right? I just have one internal and then name it go. Okay, that's good enough. Do I have Cobra? I don't have Cobra. What happened there? Why is my music so... I must close it up by mistake. Yeah. Alright. Cobra, go. Thank you. Okay, so Cobra is the best CLI library is Clap, and that is Rust. I could have done Rust, but I just don't want to spend time. I just want to get it done quickly. So this is a pure ingestion, so it doesn't really matter. Why do I see Hugo logs here? Hugo in the command. That, okay, it's for the docs. Doesn't matter. Cool. So I need to install Cobra CLI. Okay, I have Cobra. I don't have Cobra. Why don't I have Cobra? Open is there. What's the issue? I think it's Cobra CLI. Yeah. Okay. So ingester. Hosho. I think it's Cobra CLI init. Okay. So perfect. I perfectly have the execute, I have the root, I have all this. I don't like excessive comments, there's no copyright, root command is fine. I don't need this. Ingester is actually ingester for Hosho metrics and this is alright. Ingests metric and metrics. Yeah, the timing stuff is traces. You could do both. Metrics and I'll do one thing. Whatever we get in the extension, I'm just going to blindly send everything here. We'll put a logic and Rust and go. So ignore the Rust extension part. This is a Go project. Probably. I have no idea. Let's see. I'm just going to say ingest browser metrics from Hosho extension and generate hotel logs, traces, metrics. Right, this is not even metrics, I will just call it R. Alright, cool. I don't like comments. We have this execute and we have da. Okay, what is toggle? Why is it called toggle? I don't get why it's called toggle. Okay, I think there's a add. Cobra CLI add if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Okay, sorry, this might be better than Clap in some sense. Serve. Okay, so I have serve edit now. The ingester command, root, we have all this. You add this stuff back. I do not want extra commands. Cool. Again, no copyright. Serve returns to serve command starts the server. We could do gRPC later. We could do connect and all those things. Let's figure it out later. Starts HTTP server. Serve call for now. And I need this. Thank you. This is good. Right, cool. I think we're good with Cobra. Maybe HTTP is good for our actual server. I don't know why I always choose stuff like this. I have done extensive open telemetry in Rust, but I have not really done it in Go. I've only done Datadog correct stuff in Go, but it chose Go here. I don't know why I do that. It's good, I guess. That's how side projects should be. Starting server. Alright. Cool. Now let's go to internal. Let's create a stuff. What all are we doing here? First of all, what all data do we have? Okay, I need an agent to, tell me what we have, because the browser stuff is little. Hey, this extension selects R and console from browser and sends it back. I want to build something to create hotel from those. Just explain to me what is available. Coffee again. Alright, let's give some time. How long has it been, by the way? So there will be a short time somewhere. 37 minutes. Okay, fine. I just wanted to be shorter than 1 hour this time. Change nothing. Okay, fuck yeah. I'm sorry, my French. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna do it myself, even the content part here, because here's unfortunately content is where the most of the things fly, right? So let's look at this. Telemetry endpoint. It's sending something to the back. So I think the first thing I need. This should have been hosted on Cloudflare Worker. This should have been Rust. Because I don't want to host it somewhere. But if, let's say I put this on Worker, what do I do with the metrics? I can't put it on. I can put it on S3, and I can connect S3 to Grafana. That is okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I am redoing what I just did here. I am really sorry, but buddy, the whole thing has to go. It has to go. I'm sorry. I wasted so much time. But it's okay. It's okay. It's worth it. Okay, because this is going to be something that actually going to be usable. Okay. So first thing I need is I want AI to, I'm just going to go to Hosho, rename, rename everything, create and the extension to dot and the star to extension and the dot extension to dot. I just do this sometimes. Okay, so the extension stuff is now in a directory. I have everything in here. License can come out. The readme can come out. Alright. Cool. So now I'm going to create a new thing for the server. So I want the ingestion to happen in a Cloudflare worker. It's going to be Rust. We're back to Rust, baby. And this is going to put it on Cloudflare R2. I want to figure out if Cloudflare R2 can be a Cloudflare R2 Loki as a support. Okay. Because if I can get the stuff from S3, that would be ideal. So what I'm trying to do here is basically, because realistically I don't want to spend any money on this, but I want it to still be useful, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have, right, I'm just going to quickly take Omican. Okay, I'm gonna have the Hosho extension, collect the console logs, network R, and send it to I miss Google. Of course it's not transparent. Fine. Why do you do this to me? I know it was a lot of time wasting like this, but it's fine. I just do it. Thank you. So I have this, which is of course going to be I'm really sorry for this time wasting. But it's okay, dude. Things don't have to be fast. We don't have to be productive, right? Productivity is not our concern as engineers. We just want good stuff. We want cool stuff. So we're not gonna do productive stuff. Okay? I don't even know what this is. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna have my ingester. This is Rust buddy worker, which is going to accept console logs, R, generate S3, generate logs, metrics, traces as JSON and dump to R2. Okay. Okay. So this is what is. I'm not getting this logo. They don't really have a logo. That's still whatever. S3. It's not S3, but it is S3. Forget it. Forget it. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to have the LGTM. I'm gonna have LGTM stack restore from S3 visualize. Got it. I have some laptop, by the way. Got it. So this is the stack I'm going with. Okay, I need to take a screenshot. Grim. Cool. So this is the architecture. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do is to take a look at what we got. Okay, and I've been trying to say that for a long time, but it is what it is. Before that, sorry, I need to create the worker. Create that later. Call it worker. Just okay, we'll get to it. Under extension, if I go to panel and I will capture JS, we have an API call happening somewhere, right? Send elementary. Function send. What is this? JS. Start network capture, start this. I don't have a JS, so let's be about that. Network JS, start network capture, Chrome tools, copy, send elementary. Where is send elementary imported from? I don't know, probably the end here. Send elementary. Not here either. Function send. Where is it getting from? Network.js. Telemetry endpoint. Where is this used? Endpoints.places. Where is all this? Object.values endpoints. Map. Record trace from state. Yes. Okay. We're already doing the metric stuff here. Okay, if there's some cleanup happening already, then I'm okay with that. You know what? I could run the LGTM stack if it's lightweight enough as wasm and show it in the Hosho toolbar. I am getting very ambitious here. I can't even find a single function. Where is the function? Okay, we have the endpoints configured here, we have the base URL configured here. Okay. I have inventory is passed to this. So that means I have to go to app.js and this is sent elementary. This is the API call, right? So the first thing I'm going to do here is console log the payload. Right, I want to see what we got. Alright, so I'm going to inspect. I'm going to first of all reinstall my extension. The path has changed, so remove Hosho. Load unpacked. Hosho worked recent now, so I have to compile it. Extension was back. Thank you. So load unpack, the Hosho worked trees, main extension. Cool, I have Hosho. Let's go to console. Wait, that's interesting. I don't even know if console log will work here. Let's see. Because then it's recursive, right? If Hosho is writing something to Hosho. And Hosho is gone by the way. I have to quit it. Sorry. Music. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it should still log. I do have like this sent failed thing, right? How is this being shown? Render. I have to do render. Okay, so right now since I don't have an endpoint, this is going to fail, right? So don't do anything on catch. Instead, wait, is it already printing? No. Sending and just the entire payload before the instance 25. I doubt it will work, but let's see. You don't should do wasm pack. It's not Rust. It's okay, it feels good. Do I have to manage extensions? Update. Okay. Play the music. This is what we have. Sending, huh? Thank you. Thank you. So this is what we have. Okay. This is not good enough. Is the timestamp changing even? It is. This is good. Type runtime metrics. I don't want front end logic, dude. I can't work with J. One second. Codex. We have the extension front end logic. Send plain on to /social/r. And logs and ingest/logs. JS. Okay. I can't handle it on JS. Cool. So I need to do the sorry. I'll get anything on board ingest. Right, so we have this. So I think I can now do a wrangler init if I'm not wrong. npx wrangler. No, it's cargo generate worker rs cargo generate. /worker rs. Workers rs. What does it do? What is that? What did I change? Cloudflare spelling was wrong. What's it in time? Hosho. Ingester. Cool. Alright, so I need to figure out what the payload is. Okay, we'll do that later. I can create a. The Sunday feature, probably. I think it needs a Saturday feature. Tracks and JSON. It needs a feature. Derive. Derive. No. Yeah. What I thought. I can use send error. I can. What? What feature does Saturday need now? Derive. I read derive. What do you mean cannot find value in Saturday? JSON? Oh, Saturday JSON. Where do you put that from? अरे यार when it should have auto imported ना. I doubt that sir. I missed this though. Expected JSON value. What am I returning? Construct the Saturday JSON value. I think it's not that. I think it's alright. I don't know why I'm so happy on a probe, but therefore it's like now that AI had killed the sword. Of course we are a lot less productive than before, but it's still better than using AI. I really don't want to use AI. Alright. You've done it locally to by deploying. ठीक है bro, it's okay, it's good to have the endpoint. Okay, yeah, tell me. The extension panel is now dump forwarding JS cool. Ingest hard, ingest log, just sends it in. And for capture sends the raw dev to the JR and okay, custom capture power SAP. Pop up static, remote WhatsApp. Okay, thank you. Bye. I think I should end this at part 1. Let's at least get the end part up. Yes, I do have this guy. Right, and I scroll. You know what? Where have Vegeta? Doesn't matter. It's there. And by the way, the Angular dev is how you can do it, right? Okay. Cool. One small thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to code extension. I'm gonna pass in backfill. What happened? Cargo terminal is there, buddy. Oh wait, did you remove it? I think I removed the rest part. I think it's fine. This is not a rust extension. I remove this, and remove this. Alright. Alright. Cool. I think I'm gonna end the stream now. Just give me like 2 minutes. Dot route slash Hosho, right? That's the thing. I do want to have that. Actually, no need. Ingest. That's not route. That's dot include. Why? Why do I bother? Nest, not include. Slash ingest and this one without new dot route r dot route. What is the guy? Haren. I think it's logs. Console. Okay. Not go. Figure out the thing. Not go. Not go. What's the issue? You know what? I think it's fine. I think it's just the fact that it doesn't have the. This is the cheating function, by the way. the macro, but the send rate and the code base of workers is essentially cheating. What's the issue? Ah, alright. 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 One last thing I'm going to do is change the endpoint in the extension. I think it's in config.js. This side. What's the endpoint again? I think I'm done. I'm gonna just leave now for part 1. It's getting too long. But yeah, it's Hosho Chester dot Hosho 49 dot WordPress dot alright. I'm going to quickly. Is it done now? I have to re-update the extension, and now I can refresh this guy. That shouldn't fail anymore. How long is the video? What's going on? Huh? Dude, this is already past 1 hour. I think I'm gonna stop it here for part 1, and we're gonna create a part 2. And I'm gonna make sure the parts are shorter going forward. I think now that we are on track and we're actually building something, it should be better, easier to structure stuff. But dude, I'm amazed by how great workers is doing. Just build Rust services and host them for free. It's just crazy. But yeah, alright. I've gained something today. Bye bye, folks. The name is